Oh man. Let's go ahead and get into draft while draft is going on. Let's get a prediction going. Gambling is fun, right? Okay, so slash prediction. And let's go ahead and do. Got Buckaroos, Bandle City, and we've got Noxus. Alright, now that that is working and going, let's chat about the pick ban processes. I see Alawi and Gragas already locked in. How do we get here? So, Shaco Vayne Cho'Gath, which is 3 of the top, basically just solo sniping champions for each of the players on Noxus, and then we have Set, Vigar, Misfortune against Bandle City. So Jason will not get Vigar, Misa will not get Misfortune. Gragas first picked here, and Noxus is going to select Alawi Caitlyn on the bounce back. So Karpewski on the Alawi here, he saw what Orcas was able to do, and he's like, wait, I played that guy in the rookie showcase. Let me pull that champ out. That champ is busted. Twitch really play it as the literal second subscription right now. That is Twitch. Welcome back, Bassoon. Appreciate the resub. Kog'Maw here, selected for the Buckaroos, which means Miso will be playing a Kog'Maw. This could be a Kog'Maw mid, but I'm expecting it could be Miso. And Darius is selected. Now, I will say, this could be a Gragas top, Darius jungle. Darius jungle is very strong right now. Gragas top, Matt is a Baus enjoyer, and Gragas is one of Baus's most played champions. All that being said, I'm expecting it to be Darius top, as the Darius Alawi matchup is very Darius favored. So we'll have to see where the actual lane assignments are, but that's what I would expect. Soraka here selected for Noxus, and Kaylin Soraka actually not a pick that I expected. It did happen at the 1 second mark, and so I'm a little curious if there was an issue with selecting the champion, but I see nothing so far in the chat, and they're now discussing bans. We are going down to the wire here on bans, and Xerath is going to be selected as the ban. So we're going to operate on the fact that they did in fact want the Soraka. So this will be Crimson Yoni's first Soraka. Kaylin Soraka, very oppressive lane, and Kog'Maw, honestly, like Kog Lulu is probably what they're looking, which is why they would ban the Lulu. So great ban here. Dan is a Melio player, has a lot of Melio games played. If you check his OPGG. And so it might just be a Melio angle for them. Cog Melio could work as well. Really at this point, Noxus has to select probably a jungler here. Leave up their mid lane counter pick. What is Clone going to play this week into the Buckaroos? Couple options here. He will select Warwick for the single target shutdown. And this is a kill Jason comp. We saw this is what the DK ran last year into Team Bell, into Jason, and Cerelius. That's something I'm going to try and do a little bit better at, by the way, is calling Cerelius in game. What's the answer here? They need a support and a mid laner. So Jin Zhao, which means this is a Graggy support. Which I'm not gonna lie, I did not see coming. And if they went Yasuo and they put the Kog'Maw mid, I think I might lose my mind. This would be an insane draft. They're very low on AP. Could be AP Kog'Maw. Okay, it's gonna be Ahri. How insane would the Yasuo bot have been there, though? Jin Zhao, Gragas, Yasuo. Oh, that would have been crazy. Okay, I think the Buckaroos are very mismatched. I think the Kog'Maw doesn't fit into this comp. I like the rest of their team, the Ahri, Jin Zhao, Darius, and Gragas. They're all early to mid-game champions. Gragas support is spicy, absolutely. And Noxus will answer with a Diana into the Ahri. Holy crap. Guys, if you're here at 9 p.m. on a Thursday, you know, I don't know. Let me know what you think about this draft. This is crazy. There's a buck lover. Jags, the game was so intense. It was intense, yeah. I've definitely been happier to win. Let's talk about this game though, okay? We are getting into game. Let's give them the full effort and attention that they deserve because these are fantastic teams, fantastic players themselves, and they deserve our full attention here. We've got Bandle City Buckaroos on the blue side, and on the red side we have the Noxus Gladiators. Both of these teams looking to get their first wins on the board, and we do see the early 5-point defense. Stall out here for a little bit. Guys, let me know if the resolution is improved. I upped the bitrate last time, and apparently I had a little bit of issues, so I have reduced the bitrate by a couple hundred, but not a ton, not thousands. So please let me know if it's good. I'm trying to get it good for the whole season, okay? So let me know. Yeah, very intriguing series of events here. Why is this showing? Can this not show? That's pretty annoying. Okay, sorry about that. That's actually like super annoying. How do I hide widgets? Don't want this. Okay, well, that's just tragic, I guess. Okay, we're gonna have to deal with that. I'm gonna have to deal with that later. Level 1 has started off. No big kills, level 1. Can I turn on my mic? Yeah, absolutely. I always feel like I'm too loud. I don't know, maybe I can just move it a little bit closer, but... Is that better? Let me know if that's better. Okay, it looks like we've got an early execute to clone. That's actually insane that happened. That is crazy. You feel like the casters are every... I mean, I'm not sure. A lot of people in chat calling if that's a disconnect. I mean, there's no pause that happened. I think he just straight up died. I think he just straight up died, and Karpewski is going to be forced to flash out. Matt with a great engage here. A nice little spirit tether from Fork, and he is going to proc his Conqueror here. So despite a good trade from Cerelius going back down onto Fork, I believe it still is winning as the Charm is going to come through. The Q2 will land. The follow-up E misses, and Jason decides to not go for the kill there, taking Teleport instead of Ignite in this lane. I think that could have been a kill angle if he had taken Ignite. We found the season's version of buying support items as a lane. Yeah, Wolves. Wolves is crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on in chat about that, but Matt is forced to flash out in respect to Karpewski as the barrier will come through on the auto return. Okay, these lanes are getting really spicy here. Agateo and Yoni, quick check in. They're up 15 CS at 4 minutes. Holy guacamole. So Dan, look how far back Dan is playing this. He's really, Misu and Dan have really just seeded the lane. And yeah, I mean, with Gragas support into a Soraka, it does kind of make sense. But 15 is a lot more than I would have expected. So we'll have to see if they can try and stabilize that at all. Checking out the rest of the CS, Karpewski able to be roughly even, and Cerelius is up 10 in the mid lane. Wow. Okay, let's check in with Clone. Is he doing okay? Yeah, he's still alive. Okay, so he's doing all right. As they're going to engage onto Agateo, that is pretty much everything that Bandle City could do. They get Agateo down to half health, and then they have to walk away. Not a single summoner spell is burned. As a nice charm here from Cerelius. He's going to get a lot of damage here down onto Fork. Fork has already expended teleport. Cerelia still has teleport, able to get the back off just simply with good timing. N for objective timers on the right. Ooh, that's cool. Can I move these? That's pretty cool. Okay, we'll leave that up. Hot tip. I love it. Okay. It's going to be hard for me to not just stare at that for the next 5 minutes. So, okay. Matt is back to shoving in top. He doesn't have any spells, but they've got a general feeling that Clone is going to be down here as the tether. Test of Spirit is going to miss from Fork, so that's actually going to give Jason a lot of priority in this lane. And I do think Clone is here, but Gemsy is definitely in behind enemy lines. As First Blood Solo Bolo is going to go over to Jason, and we missed it. I do apologize, but we have to watch this team fight as Gemsy is going to get spotted. He's straight onto a trap. Dan is going to go in. They're trying to take advantage. Cerelius is coming down into this fight, and already Yoni is dead. Clone and Agateo both have to flash out, and they're going to see the dragon control here, and this is going to be 1 kill over to Miso and 1 kill over to Cerelius from the solo kill in mid, and this is great plays from the Buckaroos. Great plays there. Just the amount of mid pressure that that Cerelius is able to generate. It's level 6. They're looking to continue the fight. Clone is trying to get in to see if he can find an angle, but there's nothing he can do, and the spectator's going absolutely crazy. And Clone not off to a good start, dying to wolves early, down in tempo, going onto that objective, unable to support his mid laner. Probably should have been there to cover his mid laner instead. And now again, he still doesn't have the top lane pressure. Karpewski being shoved in top cannot come to this, and Matt gets free vision on this. Remember, Cerelia still has a teleport, so the back comes down, the teleport instantly back, but Fork is already here, level 6. It does look like Gemsy is a level up, but neither jungler has ultimate. And so it does look like Matt is going to have to just watch these Void Grubs go down in his face on a ward. And Noxus will pick up the objectives here. 3 Void Grubs for the side of the Noxus Gladiators. Agateo and Crimson Yoni using that double ranged and lane advantage to push in and collect plates here. And they are down a kill. Let's check the gold difference though. Up 400 despite being down a kill because of this 33 CS differential at 7.5 minutes. Agateo farming gorgeously. Let's see how this top lane goes. I do think it could flip any moment. It looks like the ultimate from Karpewski is going to come out, but Matt is blood stacked, and the guillotine slap down could down. It looks like Bear's going to come through. They're both so low, and it's a kill. It's a fraction of a kill. It's barely a kill, but barely counts in League of Legends. And Matt will pick up the 3rd kill for the Buckaroos as the Bucks are up. Clone is going to come here and collect him. That's definitely a greedy overpush. He had like less than 200 HP, so Clone is going to just accept that donation. But I mean, after such a great play, it does feel bad to kind of give one up easy like that. But man, the body slam from Dan is going to miss straight into a silence. Agateo is going to shoot the 90 caliber net, but forced to flash out is Dan. Now the flash coming through, the charm lands onto Agateo, the heal from Soraka, the barrier, but it's not enough, and Cerelius picks up his 2nd of the match, 4-1, and 1,500 gold up. The Buckaroos are on top. Alright, this game feels like it will not be like the other games. They are throwing hands early in this match. Noxus is already down 1,400 gold. They need to find a way to stabilize. And Matt, Cerelius, and the rest of the Bucks will continue to try to find ways to push this lead. A massive damage coming out from Matt. Force the flash. Will the bleed be enough? It might just be. And he will bleed. It's another solo bolo for Matt in the top lane. The Buckaroos pick up another. Crazy. As the charm lands, the E misses. Fork is in a lot of trouble here. Dan will body slam into the caster minions, but the gorgeous dunk, and he picks up a kill on a mid gank, and another solo death. Their solo lanes are 0-4. This game is going crazy. It is going crazy style. They cannot slow it down. Noxus needs to find a way to stop the bleeding. Clone will try and pick up some of the CS, but look at the damage coming out from Cerelius early. Agateo and Crimson Yoni. Agateo needs to find a way to try to get back into this team fight. He is sitting so far ahead in CS, but barely able to contribute at this point of the game. He's an 80 carry. We're only 10 minutes in. Of course he's not ready. Cerelius, look at the punishment from Cerelius. No Spirit Rush, but does have Flash. Feels very confident playing up in his face like that. The Alawi looking shaky. The Warwick looking shaky. On the other side of things, you could just say that the Darius and the Ahri are looking impeccable, looking practiced. And finally, the Buckaroos. This is exactly what we thought their whole team comp would be around their top lane and their mid lane getting ahead. Gemsy with a nice secure here. Yeah, Karpuski is just going to have to walk away. The whole composition was about their solo laners getting ahead, but when Miso and Dan are able to pick up kills as well, this is definitely a scary team, one that we have to look out for. As the ultimate will come down onto Matt, a nice play of vision from Clone here, but a flash W in from Gemsy, and Cerelius is there as well, so they collect one onto Karpuski. Dan is there on the side, but Clone won't have anything to be able to do about it, and it's a double kill for the Buckaroos. Miso left alone here. The Q from Agateo will miss. And Miso trying to farm out as much as he can. A little banana slap from the Crimson Yoni. The ultimate goes down and Agateo picks up his kill. And ladies and gentlemen, that is Agateo's 200th kill of the LCC. A flash from Fork into the body slam, trying to deal as much Alawi damage as he possibly can. But Dan looking to just walk out of this. Cerelius looking to land the Q2 damage follow-up into the charm. The Alawi is crazy. And he gets the shutdown in the 2 versus 1. Fork with the outplay on Aurelius. What am I talking about? On Alawi onto Cerelius. Matt with a 2-level advantage here, and there is a big health differential, but you just have got to feel like Darius is going to win this. The nice flee here, but he's going to start to stack bleeds, and the big slow on the apprehend coming into it. The Q2 is going to land, and he will collect another one. That's 3 kills as Dragon goes over. Guys, we are 12 minutes in, 12 kills in. It's an action-packed banger of a game. Alright, yep. Let me take a sip of my hashtag Dr. Pepper. Hashtag actually a sponsor. Alright, 1,700 gold up for the Bucks. We've got Matt in the top lane at 3-1 and 2. Gemsy, deathless so far, his best game of jungle that we've seen so far this season. The team is coming together. It looks like the practice is beginning to pay off. Noxus needs to find a way to let this Alawi get into the side lane and cause chaos. We need to get to the mid game for Alawi. Karpuski has got to find a way. I mean, at this point, I see him. He's itemizing all this damage and lifesteal, but like, you've got to go Bramble. You just have to go Bramble. This Darius is insane. He's 3-1. He's gonna. I mean, Matt has the chance to just solo carry this game, and yeah, we've got our LCC kill leader sitting here. Only 1 kill so far. Yep, Fork has to back out here a bit. These mid lanes are beginning to get pushed. They need to just be trying to find ways to find farm here. It looks like Clone is here, and Dan is going to flash body slam backwards, misses the play. Karpuski here, 3 levels down, looking for a counter play, and he is going to ulti there. That was an ultimate missed, so nice little juke, nice little sidestep from Matt. Fork, way down in health, is going to look for the tether land. Does land the tether onto Cerelius, finally landing some damage. Unable to do much more as first tower will go down. And so neither team actually has feats yet. It does look like the neutral objectives are going to play a pretty big factor here, as Fork misses the ultimate on a whiff. And Cerelius might just get out of this luckily. It looks like he's going to push in and take second tower. Gemsy is here though, so he won't actually get the tower down. The Spirit Rush forward into the charm. landing quite a bit of damage, but the healing from Fork is just out of this world, and he heals through all of the damage. Gemsy drops, and I thought that was at least going to be a 1-for-1, but the Noxus Gladiators find a way. Yoni and Agateo just dueling down here, making sure to continue to push. He is at 148 CS at this point in the game, nearly 30, yes he is in fact 33 CS higher, well yeah, 30 CS higher than anybody else in the server. So he takes a couple of turret shots here. Matt is going to push in and take top tower. Ulti comes out, traded for Barret. No confirm on the DC. Haven't seen anything about that. As Fork will pick up another tower here. A nice casket here. Big explosive casket. And this is a 1 versus 4 with no ultimate. Alawi can do a lot of things, but she can't do that. And that cuts her down. The tentacles drop. And that is a 4th kill going over and a 10th kill for the Buckaroos. As pings onto the Herald. And this could just be the 3rd objective here. And this could be feats of warfare for the Vandal City Buckaroos. Matt is going to ping off of it. Cerelius does have the advantage, but Clone, Agateo, and Crimson Yoni want to have their say of it as well. Karpusky has been able to find 2 levels since the last time that these two dueled, but it probably still won't be enough, as look at that ultimate damage coming out of Matt. The barrier comes through, but the Q2 still lands, and it's another solo bolo in the top lane as Matt snags another and cuts down one more of the Gladiators.
Spirits are calling.
Okay, at this point of the game, yeah, the next thing is going to be a neutral objective. I do think this Herald fight is a decent fight, and the Buckaroos are so far up in their solo lanes, they should just be able to take it. They have there's nobody going tank on the side of Noxus. I really think that maybe it's a bad take, but I think somebody should be a tank. And so pings are going to go onto Dragon. It looks like they might trade objectives here, but I think if the Buckaroos can actually burn down the objective that started, well, Dragon is spawning right now. Neither team has actually started it. If I'm correct, the team that kills the objective first will get feats. So this is actually a crazy trade. Oh, and it goes over just into, I mean, literally fractions of a second, and Noxus will get feats of warfare off of that objective trade. That is insane how close that was. Guys, what do you think of this game so far? Is this more, is this what we want to see in terms of LCC games? Like these high kill, these crazy chaotic games, as opposed to the slow, droning, you know, play style that we saw mostly out of my team. My team's done it twice now, but also in the, you know, in the first game and in the games last week. Matt and Cerelius are going to be looking to push the advantage. I do think, well, I mean, I was going to say that there's the scaling factor, but I'm not sure that Caitlyn, Diana, Alawi is much of a scaling team. I think both of these compositions are fairly mid-game focused. Karpusky here is going to have to try and find some farm in the side lane. Cerelius is going to be looking to heavily punish, and look at that, there's no MR, no health. He's got Bork. He does have what he can maybe trade, but last wish is going to come out from Yoni to keep Karpusky alive in the side. And another max range Q from Cerelius is going to land, so he can't even get the XP on these minions. Looking to take this tower, not quite enough minions as the fight turns to mid. Gemsy spending a lot of time here. And it does look like Clone and Karpusky might actually commit to a bot side play. I'm not quite sure what the call is going to be. Feels like they're very disjointed at this point in the game. A nice little play here from Matt, looking to deal a lot of damage, but Fork actually has some good resistances. Look at the guillotine ulti coming out from Matt, and Matt picks up another. Guys, once the Darius has a couple kills, I think you should just, in general, what I've seen in my games is that when you fight 1v1 into that Darius, Darius is going to kill you. And Matt is definitely doing that this game. I'm sure that there is some outplay potential as Clone and Karpusky are going to look for a play here, but again, he's 3 levels up. The flash for flash ulti coming out, and they do collect one, and it goes on to Agateo. So a nice play there as they send 4 topside, and they're going to try and convert this straight into an Otacon fight. They are only down 2,500 gold. Teleport from Fork will come out. Cerelius has not teleported in, and Matt is dead with no teleports. They might just cede this objective, and they're going to slam turrets in mid and bot lane. Looks like Miso has already picked up one. Gemsy flashes in there, goes for the steal, but it is smite secured. So a nice secure there from Clone. So they will pick up the kill onto Gemsy and the flowers after that. Getting some kill gold is definitely going to be nice for the Noxus Gladiators. Okay, game reset here, right? Time to check in on items. We do have pretty much straight damage items coming out. Even the Gragas support has gone Last Whisper. Not, what am I talking about? Lost Chapter? Dude, my brain is fried. Last Whisper. Shout out Whisper in the chat. Yeah, so a lot of damage, not very many tank stats coming through. I do like the armor boots from Matt here. There is a good bit of AD damage that he's going to be playing into in the side lane. Yeah, Caitlyn is on full 2 items here, despite only having 2 kills. Having defeats and 2 items, this is a very good Caitlyn angle, and Agateo is going to be looking to make the impact here for his team. He is up so far in gold. Let's check out the gold differential. More than 2,000 gold up over his lane opponent. But I will say the early executioners on the side of Miso and the Kog'Maw pickup for the Soraka, a great early pickup, and definitely something that he should be getting value out of into Soraka. So Dragon is spawning soon. A couple of seconds here, 25 seconds. Both teams will prepare. Matt is topside. He's not going to come to this fight, but he doesn't have teleport, so there really is no option. And Karpusky also does not have teleport, so he will just run top. He's got his barrier. He needs to just survive in that lane. The apprehend is going to go down. Ultimate comes through, a barrier, but look at the bleed stacks. It's just too much, and Karpusky will just die in the side lane. Matt picks up another kill. Meanwhile, Noxus is on the Dragon. They do get the objective, but Dan with the Herald is going to look for the double knockup onto Agateo and Yoni. Cerelius on the side here, no vision. A beautiful charm onto Yoni, but the wish will come through. Fork dives in. He lands the ultimate onto 3, and quite a bit of damage as Gemsy is tethered. Silence, a gorgeous find from Clone, and Agateo picks up a double kill. So it ends up being a 2-for-1 and Dragon. But as that happens, look at Matt. Matt shoves in and gets tier 2 top tower again. Matt is an unsolvable problem, I believe. And yeah, I think this 7-2 Darius. The 7-2 Darius is a big issue. I like that team fight. That was a good angle from Noxus. All they needed to do was have somebody top that can wave clear into Matt. Maybe they needed to send Alawi top, but both Alawi and Warwick are just dying. So yeah, you just need wave clear. Just clear the wave. Just actually don't die. Don't give him more gold. Yeah, at this point of the game with 7 kills, he does have Ghost. If he uses one of his if Matt uses one of his summoner spells at you, you are just going to die. The only thing that they can hope for is to try and catch him out on a vision play with probably 3 or more at this point. But Dan kind of predicts this to be the problem. Fork is here, Clone is here, but Dan is here to support all of this. A nice ulti from both are going to come through, and they do get a really nice shutdown. And Clone and Fork together, that is probably the duo that's going to be the most successful, in this game. Yeah, Yoni, gorgeous sweeper here, going to find multiple wards, multiple deep wards. Dan with some great deep vision here. And I will kind of eat my words as he did go Winter's Approach, Fimble Winter first item. So he did go tank health item. Yeah, we'll have to see what the build paths continue to be. That's actually a really big pick for Noxus. It's going to help them feel like they can do something in this game. They always have the utility from Warwick, right? No matter what, Warwick is going to be able to find the ultimate onto a single target. Fork is trying to find, you know, the trade damage onto Cerelius. Karpusky is looking here. A nice ulti there from Yoni just to push it in. Their jungler is all the way bot side, so this is a 4-1. But the 5 are on the top as Agateo's ultimate will go down. They're trying to siege this tower. They don't see Gemsy here. This could be a Gemsy angle as Dan will just be bursted down. And he's obliterated. That Fimble Winter was not enough against the Alawi damage. Alawi damage kind of crazy at this point. And so Clone picks up an uncontested tier 2. The rest of Noxus will continue to siege up here topside. Clone goes in, an interesting choice against Matt, as the bleed stacks will come through, and Matt is definitely easily going to pick up his 8th kill of the match here. And so contributing over another couple hundred gold to the Buckaroos. And the Buckaroos are 1,300 gold up at this point. Things starting to fall apart a little bit. Their lane phase so clean. The mid game, a couple holes in it. The mid to late game, looks like Agateo and the rest of the composition is starting to fall into place even just slightly. Alright. 3 dragons on the side of Noxus, so the soul condition is going to be spawning in less than a minute. Early soul chance here for Noxus. And yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that could be a really big game changer. The fact that they were able to pick up the permanent the roses, they're at 53 compared to 9 on the side of the Buckaroos, so a big difference in terms of the adaptive damage coming out of the Otacon roses. Pink should be going down onto Dragon here. 23 seconds on Soul coming up, but most of the vision is towards topside. If we check out what the Buckaroos can see, they see Karpusky there, but they don't have too much deep vision here. And if we check out what Noxus can see, they can see in onto the objective, as it looks like the Buckaroos will start the objective, and so they're just committing onto it, and this could be a big team fight. They end up pulling off as they pull several members over, but look at Karpusky, he's already started on Soul, and this could be a really great opportunity as Noxus has a slight, well, I was going to say they had the advantage on the rotation, but Matt and Gemsy trying to look for an engage here.
As expected.
Agateo with a mega headshot. It's about 600 damage there onto Cerelius, and Cerelius is separated from his team here, playing in the vision a bit, looking for the play, and it looks like they will give an uncontested soul as the rest of Noxus will just walk in. They're going to try and get this mid-prow here, and the Buckaroos might look with this vision bush. They do have a lot of denial here. Take a look. Yeah, they don't see anything here, so they are going to be walking up, and this could be the perfect opportunity. Fork is going to flash forward, and Gemsy will look. Agateo and Clone are somewhat surrounded on the back. The Crescent Shield, but it's not enough as the Starfall comes through. A gorgeous flash from Agateo on the Charm as he's able to push Cerelius out of the fight. That's 2 down for the Bucks, and that's a 3rd going down. It's a double kill for Agateo. The snipe comes through, but Dan just tanky enough. A gorgeous flash over from Karpusky, and so that is a 4-for-1. It's a 1 team fight for the Gladiators, and it's their first gold advantage of the game. They're going to push in. They're going to take a couple of mid towers here. The way that Agateo was able to flash that charm from Cerelius and then push Cerelius out of the fight with autos, just a gorgeous play there from Agateo. And I'll think that, you know, I'll think that the Buckaroos are going to want to rewatch how they had that, because they really did bait a lot of, you know, they really did bait Noxus into that, but then when Gemsy and Dan went in, they weren't able to fully take advantage of it. So, yeah, not sure what's going to happen here. I do think Dan is best utilized in a side lane, So we might see Dan just commit back to the side lane. Yes, about a 1200 gold advantage now for the Gladiators. A big turnaround for the Gladiators. A big team fight here. And the Buckaroos are beginning to slip. So annoyed at the visual thing on the so annoying. Okay. Alright, a bit of a reset here. We're gonna reset the vision lines, get everything back and adjust it and make sure that it's, you know, good. A nice little blue ward there, spotted out. Yoni with good vision denial here. This definitely could be the fight. Does look like the Noxus is just going to start it, but Cerelius early, finding an early charm onto Yoni, and the barrier out. A gorgeous find from Dan. Agateo forced in, but look at the headshots. He finds one before he drops. Okay, and ultimate, and Karpuski onto Cerelius. They completely dunk Cerelius after Agateo is down. Noxus with a beautiful play back and an instant teleport coming out of Fork to stop the mat push. I really like the way that they did that as a team. But look at this. Gemzy and Miso teaming up. And the two of them find Karpuski. What a play from Gemzy and Miso to utilize that vision that they had. Great play there. That's a play that's, you know, it's not flashy. It's never going to make the, you know, it's never going to make the top 5 of the week or anything like that. But you know what it does? It gets on base. Okay, that's what that play does. It gets on base. That's a huge tempo play to get Karpuski dead there. This game is nowhere near over. They do have the mid tower here. It does feel like Noxus is starting to find ways to synergize as a team a little bit better, but just the power of the side lane Darius is extreme. The Ahri is falling off in relevancy, and Alawi is starting to scale a bit harder as the items somewhat neutralize. It is 3.5 to 3.5. If we check gold, Ahri is up 3k gold. But I'm looking at 3.5 to 3.5 items here, so it's just cheaper items, I guess, for the Alawi. Yeah, huge plays here. Agateo, the fact that Agateo was able to get so much damage done after getting picked by Dan. Dan with a gorgeous explosive casket, by the way. Definitely worth shouting out. Great Gragas play there. Gemzy with a find onto Clone. The smite goes down. Blue is going to be secured for Noxus, but Clone will drop. But the rest of, yeah, Noxus is not there. A nice little headshot from Agateo is going to land, but that charm is just going to miss Crimson. Yoni and Agateo, they can't fend this off, and it's a double kill. So Clone too far forward, picked, and now Karpuski and Fork just kind of have to watch as the Buckaroos are massive advantage here for the Buckaroos. Fork is going to go all in here. He does have numbers. The ultimate is finally going to go down. He needs to get some healing, but it doesn't come across quick enough, and it's a double kill and a shutdown as Buckaroos pick up a clean ace after finding Clone in the jungle, and they will look to secure the Baron. But look at their inhibitors, or not their inhibitors, their Nexus towers. They are taking some damage here, so definitely a back and forth slobber knocker of a game here. Gold just swung, 2 versus 5. Yeah, I mean, they went for it, right? I respect it. I respect the angle. At the end of the day, it didn't work out. Cerelius with a big pickup here, able to, you know, multiple double kills throughout this game. And the Buckaroos are back on top in tempo and in gold. Been a really interesting game. Yeah, I'll just leave that at that. Alright, we do have some buffs being picked up, giving team regen and slows and a little bit of damage. We do have some vision denial going over. Nice setup here from the Buckaroos. Looks like Matt is electing to play with the team again here as Gemzy's going to look. A nice charm here, lands on a Fork. Fork has to flash out. Ultimate from Yoni, but they will disengage as Clone looks for the counter engage. Miso on the back, but is able to flash out. That's already Gemzy down as the explosive barrel will just push out the Gladiators. So the Gladiators pick up 1, Gemsy drops. They have no smite now for this Elder Dragon. And it looks like the team that is ahead in gold, ahead with the Baron, might just have to give up the Elder Dragon here. I'm thinking that they're going to want to try and fight this, but Matt, this... how does he get in here? Instead, they just watch it as it goes down. They tried for the steal with a Kog'Maw ulti over the wall. But yeah, no real contest there, and so Gemsy drops and the Buckaroos drop Elder. Crazy, another gold swing, big gold swing back, not all the way into the lead here, but yeah, I think when I describe this match as a slobber knocker, yeah, pretty darn correct in my assessment. This is like bare knuckle boxing, you know. It's not always the prettiest thing, but man, it's fun to watch. So. Alright, Karpusky here going to steal wolves. He's going to kill his brethren. And Noxus is going to do a bit of a 3-1 with a hovering Warwick. I actually like this play, the ability to send Warwick ulti in between whichever lane is needed. Yeah, I'm not sure what the plan is here. I guess they're just going to siege, but they don't have Baron. If I was them, I'd want to be looking for a team fight, not a siege. That being said, Gemsy with a big chunk down after Fork is able to find the tether. A nice test of spirit there from Fork. Siege continues. We're going to push in here. Let's back out. Let's see if we can watch this all at once. It looks like the Buckaroos... I mean, I think this is probably going to go down. Baron is down now for the Buckaroos. Clone, Agateo, and Crimson Yoni on the right side of our screen pushing in, and this will be mid-inhibitor dropping, and they should join the rest of their team. They do wave clear this out, so they seed mid-inhibitor, but they leave up their top lane inhibitor tower. Cerelius is going to find a charm over the wall. Nice little pick there. It was on vision, so surprised that the Clone and the rest of Noxus allowed that to happen there. An explosive cascade from Dan is going to push them off, but yeah, not really having a big teamfight moment there. It does look like Noxus is going to begin to push in here as barrier from Miso is going to come out. A nice body block from Dan, but that means that with the pressure that they've exuded here, Noxus will collect a second inhibitor, and that is 2 inhibitors down for the Buckaroos. The Buckaroos back onto the back foot. Noxus and Bandle City in an absolute banger for the ages here over who will pick up their first win in LCC Season 3. I think both these teams want it desperately. You can see that they're fighting from not unideal positions. And Agateo with 8 kills here, our kill leader for a reason, really looking impressive. Matt with 9 kills on the Darius. I'm loving the Darius play, loving the Darius pick. I think this Darius has got to go into the side lane and just draw pressure because it's not doing much in the team fights. Cerelius able to find some really nice charms at some moments, gotten picked out in a couple moments and forced out of his team. So we need to see what happens here as we are in single fight territory. We are at that point of the game where one fight will determine the game, and we're basically even on gold. This is what you want to see as Dan body blocks another, and that's another explosive barrel going down. So there's no ultimate now for any fight. I'm not sure I like the use of this ulti really just to push them off the siege. I think. It is a quick cooldown though. It is coming up shortly, but they could look for an engage here, and they know that there's no Gragas disengage ultimate. Some nice damage there from Miso. He is on 3 items now. He was behind quite a bit throughout the entirety of the game, but he is on 3 items. Meanwhile, Caitlyn on 5.5 items, about 100 CS up, only 91 at this moment. And Baron is going to spawn. We are heading into the 40-minute mark. We are heading into the very late game, as we've got multiple level 18 characters in this game. And Fork is here in a sneaky position. Gemsy is going to face check this, so Tether will go down. Ultimate lands. Dan and Cerelius are on the side as Clone will secure Dragon, and Gemsy is already dead. Look at that damage, and Miso is going to be shredded. It's a double kill for Fork, and the Alawi is starting to run the fight. Cerelius has to flash out, but his spirit that he was tethered to will take so much damage, and that's 2 down for the Buckaroos, and the Gladiators have picked up the Baron, and I believe this is the Death March. Fork with a really nice play on vision. They didn't have a good way into that fight. Looks like ultimate is going to be used on Dan here. Karpusky's trying to find some damage on the bottom side of the fight. Looks like Clone is going in. Matt trying to do what he can, but he will just drop at the end of it. There goes Cerelius, and down goes the Buckaroos, and the Noxus Gladiators are victorious for the first time this year. Congratulations on picking up your first victory. A back and forth game. A crazy back and forth game. I think both teams are going to have things to look at there. But at the end of the day, one team had to come out on top, and it was Noxus. So congratulations to Noxus. Congratulations again to Agateo, who picked up his 200th kill of the LCC. Big congratulations there. That's awesome. Our first player to ever break 200 in the LCC. It's a crazy amount of kills, and yeah, pretty awesome to see. So